Hello everybody, it's me, the Real Local Maniac. I'm back again with another 8-Bit Wars. As you can see, today I'll be playing Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Now, if I do sound a little bit out of breath, guys, that's because I've been doing gardening now for the last couple of hours and completely shattered, so just going to chill out, make a video, drink some beer, and tell you a little bit about Double Dragon 2 and a few other bits and bobs. Now, here we go. Oh no! Marion gets gunned down, even though she's wearing, a nice little dress there, which really shows off her figure there. There's a baddie there, that, with the designer Stubble wearing his new little red outfit. Now, as you can see, it's very similar there to the first Double Dragon game. In the first one, you come up the garage, there was a red car there. And in this one, in the garage, there's a red helicopter. Now, I've got to admit, this game does look a lot prettier than the first Double Dragon. The characters have got more frames of animation. They looked a little bit nicer. But I will be honest with you, I still prefer the first game. The first game is just perfect in my eyes. It's got the music. It was just something different at the time. And I still play it to this day. I still play it on my Xbox 360. But anyway, back to this game. Now, when I first played this in the arcade back in the days, I was left feeling a little bit disappointed because I found it too similar to the first game, and it is very similar. I've got to admit, but it's only recently, while doing this video, that I've realised it isn't a bad game. It's actually pretty good. Now, if you're looking at the title screen and it does say Double Dragon, 8-Bit Wars SV, that's because this is the short version of the video. Because of the YouTube time limit, I could only do the video just under 10 minutes. There is a slightly longer version of the video which you'll find at my site, which is www.onehourmonthlypodcastshow.co.uk, and there the video is just under 20 minutes, but hey, enough of plugging the site. Now, I am going through a little Double Dragon phase at the moment, and we've got to thank Swaney for that, because Swaney basically, he's been showing me on the forum that he's been working on Double Dragon on the Spectrum, like a remake of it. And I tell you what, from what we've seen of that so far, he's shown us some screenshots, some animations. It is looking absolutely fantastic. So basically, that inspired me to do a series of Double Dragon videos. So yeah, it is looking absolutely fantastic. Sorry guys, I'm just drinking my beer. So yeah, this is coming up to the end of the arcade version. It does look pretty good. Alright, this is the Spectrum version of Double Dragon. Now, first things first, the original version of Double Dragon completely sucked. It really did. Now this version is a lot better than the original version, on the Spectrum. I wouldn't say it's a great game, but at the time I thought it was absolutely fantastic. There are two versions of this. There's the 48K version and the 128K version. That's the one I'm playing now, the 128K version. 48K version's got a smaller playing area and the sound's a lot more pathetic, basically. I'm not saying this game's perfect, because this first level goes by so quickly. The boss just shows up through, and basically I kill him pretty much straight away. But it does control a lot better than the first Double Dragon game did on the Spectrum. That was just complete total shambles. Again, guys, you got to check out Swaney's version of it. Hopefully you should finish it soon, because I can't wait to play that version of Double Dragon on the Specky. It's looking absolutely amazing. But yeah, this game, I loved it at the time. I believe I had this version before I actually even had Target Renegade on the Spectrum, so at the time this was probably my favourite Spectrum scrolling beat 'em up. And it is 2 players, so it's not too bad. I'd probably give this game like about 6 out of 10. But there's so much missing from this version, definitely. Check this out. This is Double Dragon 2 on the Amstrad, and this is one hell of a version. Now, for some of the, you guys have seen my last videos of this, like on my old YouTube channel. Honestly, I'm still completely shocked and surprised how good and amazing the graphics are on this version. They're absolutely stunning. I mean, look at the size of the sprites there. They pretty much look similar to the arcade counterpart, and listen to that music as well. That music is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving that. You know, it's just, I don't know how they've managed to capture sort of like the arcade feel of the game onto an 8-bit computer. This is probably one of my favourite arcade ports ever. You know, it almost looks 16-bit in quality, doesn't it? I really can't believe how they've managed to do it. Probably one of the Amstrad's best ports out there, definitely. I can't get over how great this game is. Honestly, I never played this game back in the days, and I mentioned that in my old video when I actually done this. It was only recently, you know, when I'd done the original video, that I actually got to play this, and I couldn't believe that I was actually playing an Amstrad game. I probably thought it was like a remake of something, but I couldn't believe how great this game was. I mean, look at that baddie there, you know. She looks like one of the Create Gianna sisters there, the way she's all dressed up. But I like the frames of animation, I like the sounds, the sound effects. It's absolutely amazing. It doesn't play as fast as the Spectrum version, but you know, the hell of it, it is a better game by far. It looks a lot better. Alright, so guys, I want to quickly say thanks to everyone who helped with the questions for the podcast, for the Q&A section, guys. Thank you so much for that. If you haven't checked out the podcast, you can check out the podcast at the site. It was probably one of the best ones we've actually done, and we talked about a number of different things. Anyway, let me quickly think about question of the day. Alrighty then, question of the day. Now, who is your favourite boss character that you had to fight against in a game? So that's question of the day. Who is your favourite boss character? And the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm going to be doing a new series of videos. It's called Loco Versus, and it's basically me sort of filming myself playing against different characters, bosses, in different games. So yeah, that was question of the day, and a little bit of info of what I will be doing next as, you know, one of my new series of videos. And this is a Commodore 64 version. Now this is one of the versions I played originally back in the day. Some of you may know that I had both computers, but at the time I think I had just the Spectrum, and I was so excited with the how good the Spectrum version was of Double Dragon 2 that I phoned up my cousin to tell him how much of an improvement it was on the first game, and basically he said the Commodore 64 version was exactly the same. So I went round to his house to see what the differences were, and he loaded it up, and I tell you what, it completely sort of battered the Spectrum version. The music's great, the controls are absolutely fantastic in this. It's so easy to pull out all your different moves. It's so good. And as always, eventually I sort of like begged my dad. My dad got me this game as well. But this game, even though the graphics look a little bit like Lego people, it does play and control, pretty good. Oh, I love that move. I like that guy's mustache there. My wife has walked into the room now, so I've got all shy while making this video. I can't make videos when she's sort of like lurking around. She said something, so I'm going to just carry on with the flow. Anyway, I think this is a nice port. It's a lot better than the Specky version. I mean, the Specky version wasn't a bad conversion, It just wasn't anything spectacular. And you guys probably know which version's already going to win, I admit it is going to be the Amstrad version. I'm not going to hide it here and drag it out to the end because I've gone on about how amazing that that video actually was. But if anything though, this does control a little bit better more than the Amstrad version. It's a lot more fluid. I find it a lot more easy to pull off your moves and everything. And the music, as always, is pretty good. It uses a SID chip. I wouldn't say it's the greatest use of the SID chip, but yeah, it does sound pretty good. Graphics are a bit titchy though. So yeah, guys, if you do have any more requests for some 8-bit wars, please feel free. I've still got a few 8-bit wars that I will be doing that a few people have requested, and I haven't forgotten about them. Anyway, that's your winner, the Amstrad